am going to introduce to you guys tonight Peter and Carmela Sterling from Minnesota. Let's give them a hand here. Woo, woo!
Judy's home, right? Minnesota, originally from Minnesota. Thank you for that amazing introduction. We both and PJ want to say thank you to you for creating this culture, because we have a really big family now. Look at this family.
It's huge.
Huge. Thank you for that. You flipped me from a home shopping career to network marketing, and I love it. I love it. And you did that, right? She did that. Aren't you happy?
It's awesome. You know, I've been trying to sponsor my wife for about 13 years, and now she's on board.
Oh my gosh. We love it here so very, very much for so many reasons. We hope that not only do we inspire you tonight with our theme of take action, no matter what the distractions. And we have been talking about some of the topics we wanted to share with you, like be all in is one of them, trust the process is another, and communication. And as we laid this out and really kind of talked about it, Peter always says, we're going to be a Triple Crown Ambassador team. This is a Triple Crown Ambassador team. We are a Triple Crown Ambassador team. And we know that. There's no doubt about that, right?
Absolutely.
And then he said, but I want to tell them our life. This is our family. So he wants to tell you a story. I'm going to grab a tissue and some water, and I'll be right back, because I know where he's going with the story, and then we'll tell you why we're telling you the story. Super personal, though. Okay, I'm ready. We've already started. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you, Judy. And, you know, the thing is, you know, thank you for creating this culture of family, of love and respect, because we felt like we were family from the very beginning. Yes. And, you know, nothing has happened in the last 19 months that we've been doing this that, you know, has shown us anything but love and respect and just beautiful people, understanding people, real people. So, you know, as Carmela said, you know, action even in the midst of distraction. And, you know, we have an amazing life, partly due to this coffee business, partly due to this amazing, you know, life that we've just been blessed with. And we've been blessed with a beautiful son.
We're just happy people.
And
then the coffee just amplifies that.
We're so joyful.
We love this product.
You know, PJ is 19 years old, and he has Down syndrome. And so, you know, there's been ups and downs throughout the years with that, but he is also, as Judy said, and it's so true, he just spreads love wherever he goes. He lights up the room.
He's a party.
No malice. He loves everybody, and he'll show you that. So, you know, we go through life emulating him. And the other morning we were getting ready for our day, and I was reading, and Carmela's listening to a podcast, and PJ is getting ready for school. All of a sudden we hear, you know, and, you know, we run into his room. He's on the floor. He's having a major seizure. His blood's coming out of his mouth. It's turning blue because he's really not breathing, you know, and we're like, you know, this is 3 days ago. And, you know, if it was 6 months ago when it first happened, we didn't know if he was going to survive. In this situation, we knew we probably just had to get through it, although it's really scary. And, you know, it's a little different than that Facebook, you know, life that we portray, which is honest too. We are joyful people, but there's our son. So, you know, I've got him on my lap, and he's
That's horrible.
You know, it's just like, okay, breathe, you know, breathe. And, you know, his body's just shaking, and, you know, muscles are completely locked up. And you know, after three, you know, praying, Jesus,
oh, Lord.
And after, you know, a few minutes, it starts subsiding, and then he's just out of it. He's literally unconscious, and, you know, he's on my lap, and then he's on Carmela's lap. His feet are under his desk, you know, and it's so just one of those life experiences where we go, wow, you know, okay, God, this is really a lot. And, you know, I'm talking about this to people that I know. Every one of us has a story, you know, and there are people listening right now that go, you know, oh, I wish it was only that. So we understand that, but it's frightening. It also brings us closer together, and, you know, but in that moment, that's all we're thinking about is PJ. And so, he comes out of it, he's still pretty groggy, and finally as things start working again and get him up into his bed. Now, he usually sleeps for a couple hours because I've been told that having a seizure like that is like running a marathon. I mean, it's 3 or 4 minutes, but it's like, and so he sleeps, and we just, and, go grab some coffee.
Some more coffee, like lots of coffee.
But that is a part of our life, and it happens, and just like stuff happens in your life.
Right.
But we keep going. I mean, that's the thing that is so important, is that we know that we have a team, we have people who need this coffee. They need coffee to get through stuff like this. They need coffee to get through the things that are going on in the world right now. We have the answer for so many things. I mean, I'm just going to say one more thing.
Say as much as you want after that. I'll just be over here.
In this time, this coffee business for us has been such a blessing.
Oh my God.
I have a karate business. I've, been in martial arts for years and years and years. And, this year, because of lockdowns and schools and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I'm running at about 25% of what I usually do, So if we didn't have this coffee business, we would be like, desperado. So, somebody said once, build it before you need it. Praise the Lord, we were able to do that. But I know you were going to talk about All In.
I wanted to say, now hearing that, we've told you something very personal, right? We trust you with what we're telling you, but we also know that you don't have to have a dramatic or tragic story to have impact on people. Your story needs to be told. You need to tell your story, no matter what it is. And thank goodness this is part of the system, is share the coffee, share your story, follow up, right? Plug them in, use the tools. So we personally really want to just encourage you to share your story. Maybe you're really good at it, but you have someone on the team that isn't really inspired because they don't think it's a big enough story. Your story is important. You've heard people say, the first time I heard it was from Ricky Duran. He said, you have greatness within you. We were out to lunch and he said it to the server. You have greatness within you. I didn't understand that. How could he say that to someone he's never met? But we all have greatness within us. We just have to accept that responsibility. Yes, it's a responsibility, and accept the blessing. You're here, we're all here for a very specific reason, right? So may we also shine some light on the easy, simple steps. But the first thing for us is we are all in. So even after a day like that, it does take us out. But what do? By that evening, we were back in the messenger, back on the phone, actually went outside and started sharing some coffee, pouring coffee outside, handing some out to neighbors, because it's a part of our life. We're beyond the point of any doubt. There is no doubt. We just share, no matter where we are, it comes out of our mouth. Do you drink coffee? Do you like coffee? Have you heard of the happy coffee? And not even thinking that it's for us. Our communication is for you. Our communication is now outside of us. How can we help someone else experience the success we have had here? It's been extraordinary and truly a blessing. So being all in comes with some daily method of operation, which you really nailed down. Well, I admire you for that. Can you help us with what your daily method of operation really is?
Sure. And it's a DMO. That's Ricky's name. And he's just amazing.
It's true, right?
So disciplined, and I just love when he just reminds me, share it with everybody. It's so important. But the discipline, first of all, we're all in, and it's like, when I started martial arts, it's like I didn't start to become a red belt, it's like
that's a great point.
Black or nothing, So we're a Triple Crown ambassador team, and we're well on the path. So my daily method of operation, first thing I do is I hit my knees when I get up and I say thank you. All right. And, it's like there's a God and it's not me. When I do that, I'm acknowledging that. If I hit the ground running, it's all me and things don't go so well. And then I read scripture every day. I actually read scripture before I go to sleep and when I get up in the morning, because number one, things go better. If I look at Google News the first thing, not good. All right. So stop looking at the news first thing, read scripture. And I actually do a year Bible reading thing every year for about the last 10 years. And
That's
it just
incredible.
makes things, go better. And I realize too that I'm less of a Bible expert now than I was before I ever read the thing, which is really, but that's kind of the way things
That's
happen.
great. I love your thinking.
So, and then I read a personal development book. I usually read about 18 to 25 books a year on personal development. That's something that somebody told me a number of years ago, leaders are readers, and so I wanted to be a reader, so I might as well, wait a minute, no, I didn't say that.
No, that's great. That's exactly how that's
I want to be a reader. But anyway, it's important if you're going to, lead a family or anything, you need to keep feeding up here and feeding in here, because that is what changes things. They say, the only difference between your life today and 5 years from now are the people you meet, books you read, and in my day it was the tapes you listen to. Well, I just dated myself, huh?
Wow.
All right.
Yes, you
So-
did, but that's all right.
And then after I've done those things and a little bit of meditation and writing, then, I'll turn social media, I'll get on and do my half hour, not of scrolling through and seeing the latest stuff, but it's very purposeful. It's, I will wish people happy birthday. I will add to my friends list. I will interact with people's posts. I'll do a couple of slides on my story. I only did one today, but I'm a little behind. So that's, and then after that happens, and we'll get PJ ready for school and all that stuff in there, we'll have our team coffee chat, which is, that's just like the best thing, because what happens is I hear from you, I hear from other people, I hear from people that are doing what I'm doing, I hear their struggles, I add where I can help, and most of all, I learn and I get fired up. So I'm, they talk about becoming bulletproof. It makes me bulletproof. I go out there and I'm ready to share coffee. And we just have such a wealth of opportunities for learning, for growth, for education. Mindset Monday. I love Chris
Oh
Schweda.
my gosh. Can we talk
It's-
about him for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely. I can talk to him
You
about
said something earlier that I thought was so true. Mindset Monday, if you don't plug in, please do. It's life-changing, right? He not only helps us understand the positive mindset, but you said with all the books you've read and something about he should write one.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
knows more.
I read all these books, and he's like so far ahead of me as far as his knowledge of personal development and
It's
growth.
extraordinary.
And he's a young guy.
Yeah, we
too.
want him to write a book. So that's what we were talking about, for sure.
Yeah.
That's Mindset Monday. So you're really using the tools, all of them. Not everybody can plug into absolutely every call. So how are you, well, you're plugging into every call though.
Well, it's kind of funny when we do like prospect calls, we talk
Yeah.
to people and about the business opportunity, and we say, do you want to go fast or slow? And, that's kind of will depend on what kind of the pack they start on and stuff like that. Well, we can also say that, with regard to all the opportunities that we have for, opportunity calls, the What's Up Weekly, the Saturday training,
Love that.
the Take Action Thursday, we have all these things. And so we jump on everything we possibly can. We're all in. We want to go fast, okay?
Mhm.
If you want to go fast, jump on everything, all right?
Absolutely.
If you don't want to go fast, but you want to go, plug into something. At least do 3 things a week.
Yeah,
You
for
know
sure.
what? I mean, during all times of the day, morning, either evening, cocoa chats, all kinds of stuff. And I'll let you talk a little bit about the exact things for the What's Up Weekly, which is one of my favorites.
Oh, you know what's so great about What's Up Weekly is you're hearing from corporate, and corporate really understands the field. I mean, they're building for us, and it's
Garrett and
nice to know
Sylvia.
what's going on. I listen just to hear him laugh because I love to laugh. He's got a great laugh, right? So, and she's just dynamic, and I just love that team. But they bring us information that we need, and maybe you're the person that has to deliver that information to your team. We're blessed with Nancy and Enrique and Melissa and Brendan, and they put everything that's going on What's Up Weekly in their team thread, and then I just copy and paste. So I've gotten really good at that. I'm sure they're really proud of me right now. But see, I'm leaning on one of our tools, mentors, but we have mentors. We've had mentors since the beginning. If you don't have one, if your sponsor isn't mentoring you, reach out, because this piece right here, and we can go back to where you need to go, but communication is what this is all about. Communication for others, with love, with respect, with guidance. And if you don't have someone that you're communicating with, let's say, for example, what you're doing isn't working, or you had a post that didn't fly, or you're just not sure what the next step is. There's so much going on. What do I plug into? I've lost my mind today. What am I supposed to be doing? I think I said that this morning. Come on, admit it. I'm sure somebody else has felt like that one of these days this week. But what did I do? I texted Melissa. I reached out to Peter. I can reach out to any one of you, right? Would you help me if I were to reach out and say, hey, I'm really not sure what the next step is. I'm looking to grow more customers. I'm looking for a business person, or I'm really not sure what I'm looking for, but here's where I am and here's where I want to be. That's what's so awesome about this company specifically, where we are right now, all of us right now. You're responsible, you're compelled to share, you feel like this is a good fit. You have all the systems to succeed, all of the tools, right? We talked about Mindset Monday, Wednesday, all the opportunity calls, the Saturday call, all of those are there for us to succeed. I just absolutely love that. But this communication piece gets me wound up, and I hope it does for you too. If it's not making sense, put something in the chat. Happy to help you, or reach out to you or the person who brought you into this amazing family. You're just taking the next step to the next rank. That's just a part of the system. It's sort of like looking down the road a little bit with a clearer vision. And I love that we have those steps. Okay, next rank. If rank isn't important, then you have other goals or another way to look at it, but make a goal. Okay, what's the next goal? I want to bring in a customer tomorrow. That's my goal for tomorrow. I want a new customer. I want to help somebody else, or I want to get to the next rank, or whatever it is for you. Write it down, talk to your sponsor and say, this is what I want to do. How do I get there? And if you know all of this, God bless you, because I ask him questions all day long about all of this. But just show respect and love for your team, for your customers. That comes by way of communication. You placed a sample, stay with them. I've made the mistake of placing a sample, not following up and staying with them, and had a terrible experience. Then we rerouted, and I said, my fault, let me walk you through. This just happened in the last 12 hours, actually. Let me walk you through this and have a better experience. And then it made sense to the person. So it's just communication. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some grace. Don't worry about it all being all buttoned up. You have to watch every video or do everything or do every step in exactly the same order. Just be you, right? Just take a step. Doesn't matter what it is, right? It's all good. And we have a system. It's super, super easy. Just take one step, and then 2, and then 20. It's easy.
And that's the thing, is that there are so many things that we can do. And Melissa asked what I'm reading. I'm actually reading a book by Bill Walsh, or the late Bill Walsh. It's a leadership book, but he was a football coach for the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
It's fascinating, because it carries over to what we're doing. As far as my favorite, Tom, Big Al Schrechter, all that stuff, the personality colors. There's a couple of leadership books, leadership series I just finished. Ray Higdon, he rocks. All right, so all this stuff we've been talking about, we've been talking around the activity that is this business, which is asking people if they drink coffee. All right, that
Are you
is
telling
the
Bruce Wayne again?
But that's the thing, is that
It's true, though. Oh
we
my
can
gosh.
get lost in social media. And I tell you what, the social media is such a blessing, because we so many people, so quickly, and we have social media training, in a couple of different places, on team pages and all
Right.
that. So there's no reason not to learn how to do social media well, because there is, it's like anything else. There are nuances to it that, unless you're doing it correctly, you can spend a lot of time and never get a chance to ask anybody if they drink coffee. And it's kind of a waste of time, right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure that what we're doing is effective.
Betty.
And we can get a mute. I don't have.
Judy's she's on it. Thank
All right.
you.
So anyway, so social media is amazing, right? But it can also be a trap, all right? And so what we want to do is, it's like if you have a big social media presence like you have had for years, that's fantastic.
It's
All
been
right.
great. Yes, for sure.
When I started this, I had about 300 friends. And so, realistically, for me to spend a whole bunch of time, on attraction marketing, well, there was nobody there to attract. So, this is something I've asked, Chris and Ricky and Melissa and Enrique and Nancy, we talked about how we started. And you know what? When we started, what did we do? We picked up the phone.
Yeah, you did. You even picked up the phone and called some people and said, "We're doing coffee now. I'm on my way over." Like, I'll never forget them. Like, oh my gosh, how do you do that? But
Yeah.
you had that, and I didn't.
We had that kind of a relationship.
That's
yeah,
awesome. Admire that.
And so, but that's how I got started. We have that warm market, all right. And so sometimes you'll hear things on these trainings, and you'll hear something that you question, or, well, that's not what my team is doing. Then make sure you take that to the person that is mentoring you and talk about it, because you'll hear things that it doesn't quite line up, that you have a mentor in this business. You have one built in. The person who sponsored you or their sponsor, somebody will be able to help you. Now, we talk about one team, one dream, and that's true.
Love
and
that.
I tell you what, we have such incredible knowledge in this family that we have. It's amazing. And you know what? We're all on the same system. We might do it slightly different, but it all boils down to, hey, do you drink coffee, or do you know anybody who drinks coffee? And most people go like this, 99%, something
That's
like
right.
that, drink coffee, right? Have you heard of the happy coffee that everybody's talking about? And most people today still go, no. All right. What is it? Tell them your story. All right. And as Chris says, don't be a weirdo. But, for
it's
me.
too late for me.
Aw.
I like being a little bit different, a little bit out there.
Yeah.
I'll talk to anybody.
You will.
Especially about coffee.
You've never met a stranger.
I've never met a stranger.
But, my story is clarity, focus. I was washing windows in the middle of winter. I don't wash windows. All
It
right.
gave you some energy.
And I've lost 30 pounds in the process. I mean, it's crazy. All right. These products are amazing. All right. And then use a tool, put them in your team page or your community page or a video, use a tool and then follow up. So no matter how we get there to ask them the question, you gotta ask them that question. You gotta. I mean, and that's the thing. We'll sometimes be coaching somebody and they go, "Well, I did all this stuff and I power 30 and all this stuff." And they go, "Well, did you ask anybody if they drank coffee?" It's like, no.
Okay, so this is really important. What Peter's saying right now helps you as a leader. You're all leading a team that's on here. If you're brand new, it happens fast, right? Use the script as a checklist. So you have someone that come in like, "Oh, well, this isn't working for me," or I don't know how to build, or I did all this and nothing happened. You're like, "Okay, well, let's just go through it." And I learned this from Melissa because she did it to me, and now I can share this information. Use the checklist. Have you posted? Did people respond? Did you ask them in Messenger? Did you ask what resonated with them? Did you plug them into a community page? Did you tag them on some posts? Did you then ask, is it something you're ready to get started on? If you follow the system that we're all using, you can use that as a tick list for someone who's in your team that says, it didn't really work, and my post isn't getting any traction. You now have become someone that can find the missing piece for that person and then fill it in. You find that hole, you fill it in, right? It's like moving dirt around, another Schweda thing, moving dirt around. But I mean that sincerely because I still have to use it. I actually have the script printed out to make sure that I'm taking those steps with each person that I'm talking with, because I tend to go fast and get carried away and get super excited. And then it saves me time from having to go back. I love that you're smiling and laughing at me. Yes, that's definitely my speed.
Somebody said the world needs more weirdos.
I know, Donna, we're going to have virtual coffee tomorrow now. Just the weirdos. But whatever your personality may be, and I will say this to you sincerely, even though I come from a background of sales, people that aren't in sales have gone faster than me. It doesn't matter what your background is. I'd probably be easier if I didn't. So when we first started, and I still remain this way, just kind of a canvas, a blank canvas in a way that I can paint it with what I've learned today from another leader. We feel it's really important for the people that come into our family to put them in front of you, the leaders on this call, because they may not hear it from us, but they'll hear it from you. Or I'll have said it 10 times and it's still like, just don't hear it, doesn't resonate. They hear it from someone else once and they get it. It's important. What's our job? What's our calling? To see other people experience what we've experienced, right? So we're there. So
and that's it.
That helps.
We have an amazing line of products, and if you've been sharing this coffee and lemonade and teas and the new magic cap, which is woo,
wish I could have one right now.
And then we'll be up all night.
Right.
Oh.
Judy and I and Donna and Tony and the rest of the gang, we're gonna have virtual coffee. Oh my gosh.
I thought you had other plans.
We are not going there.
Okay. Keep this G-rated.
We're in trouble now. Oh, Lauren's coming to the party too. Who else? Suzanne, yes, Sherry. We hope that this has not only inspired you, maybe opened your eyes, maybe you know us a little bit better. And if there's something we have that we can gift to you that can help you, we would do that. You're obviously now, you're growing your own business. You have your own business. You have your own team. If it's not going the way you want, you have mentorship. Use that. If I could go back in time, that's what I would want. I would want a mentor. I mean, way back in time, like before I hit 40. I would want Judy. Oh my gosh. But a lot of young people coming into the business are so fortunate to have mentorship built in. It's key in life, not just this business, but in life. I didn't have that person to say, hey, what do you think? I'm going to do this, or I want to go there, or what do you think of this? Someone to bounce it off of that I really trusted, that would had a good heart, that would make a good decision. You're in safe haven here. Corporate, kind, loving, team, mentorship, all of it is it's all steeped in good stuff. So thank you so much.
And I just want to say it is
allowing
important
us to be here tonight.
Yeah, and it's important to have a mentor, and it's also important to listen to your mentor. I had a mentor a number of years ago who, he said to me on a number of occasions, because I was a little thick-headed, he goes,
No.
Maybe you ought to call me before you get one of your big ideas.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So, but we learned.
But that's kind of our final note too. Whether you are like Peter and you're a reader and you're leading from all that you've learned, or you haven't applied it yet, or you're like me, I love to listen to podcasts from everything from Les Brown and Ray Higdon, Tony Robbins, and so many others in there.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy that, and it gets in my head and fires me up. Our morning team coffee chats fire me up. These calls fire me up. But I know that I have to apply it, or nothing's going to happen. Like, what am I expecting? Like some sort of like a through osmosis, is what that is, or some vibe. But you have to stay positive, and you all are doing an amazing job of staying positive during a time where there are a lot of distractions. So take action through the distractions, plug in, stay close to the fire, and know that you are loved and appreciated so very, very much.
Woo! Wow, that was incredible, you two. What I love is that you two allow each other to be who you are, and you complement one another. And I love that when you can have a couple that can really project that. And you guys have the most biggest hearts. I learned, you're mentors to me. I learned from all of you, and I appreciate all the nuggets. I love that. Leaders are readers. I love that. And then really just being consistent and connecting people. That's so important. And when you can do the DMOs like Ricky and talks about, and don't be a weirdo, but I do like weirdos too. So I think, Carmela, you and I are on the same page. So all of you weirdos, join us. But anyways, you guys did an amazing, incredible job. Thank you so much for being on Take Action Thursday. giving us some value and all the tips and sharing your hearts with us. We surely appreciate and love you. So everybody, let's unmute and give Carmela and Peter a big round and a lots of love.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Amazing
Yay,
job.
thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
You
Good
guys,
night.
all the love. We appreciate you. So everybody, have a great night. Thank you, Peter and Carmela. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on Take Action Thursday. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you,
Bye.
Judy. Bye-bye.
Bye.